A lady who tested to murder by herself following conducting months in an insulation box at high school has told she felt 1. Captured and not one seemed to thoroughness. The adolescent, who has autistic, had no straight training and ate her dinner in the chamber, off of friends. Her mom told for months she was ignorant of which was event to her child and named on the by the government to enhance guide for schools. The Division for Formation says student well-being must ever be put at first. Its guidance say family should be in insulation for no much longer rather than is required. I felt 1 and captured at high school for such a length period. How I felt as although it would be top, as not one seemed to thoroughness in any case. Her mom, Philippa, estimates how her child was located in an insulation box at her second high school more than rather than 240 times in full, start in year 7 but proper more than common in year 10 and 11. The 16-year-old consumable each high school day of medium January to March the year in the chamber, the household tell. She explainable, this chamber has 6 booths in a little work area and sides so you cannot see some human beings. You include to sit in silent and be accompanied to the bathroom that is confusing. On one event, Sophie told, I begged the teaching staff to circle my mum as I didn't wish to be one any more than. They rejected and took my telephone off, outgoing me and a tutor I didn't aware in enclosed chamber. Following she tested to get her own lifetime, Sophie refundable to high school but told she would dreadful every date while she was once again located in insulation. I would frequently include scare attacks and sense claustrophobic, she explainable. I sense as although insulation rooms should be prohibited. They tend to do students sense in isolation and powerless, knock their personality esteem. Proper to the sum of distress and injury through high school I now afflict in depressive and concern. And more than rather than 5,000 family in specific education as necessary as well visited insulation rooms at several phase. By the government guide in England says schools are complementary to solve how length school students should be stored in insulation, but they should be down there no much longer rather than is required. The guidance as well say how in procedure for insulation to be legal as a penalty it should be sensible in all occasion, and factors such as specific education as necessary should be undertaken in expense. Schools do not requirement to recording use or paper to parents how their kid has been shipped to insulation, though lot do. The high school behavior specialist, Tom Bennett, who has informed by the government, has told insulation rooms can be efficient in dealing destruction in classrooms, and prevent flat term exclusions. Philippa said the Victoria Derby program Sophie was now a fully various kid. Sophie has selectivity dumbness, she did not say before the age of 8, as autistic, and can be daring and unruly, her mom told, but the was all portion of her diagnostic. She added how Sophie, who does not transactions in changing really so as portion of her state, was routinely located in insulation following she reacted ill to a changing in teaching staff, class and usual. She told as a outcome her communicating had regressed. Creature in isolation of her friends, done her be more than domestic, halt speaking, halt connected. Philippa added how the high school had as well been aware of her child's plans to personality harm up she tested to get her own lifetime, via a email the adolescent had spelled to them. But the high school did not do her aware of the email at the period, she told. While she found how Sophie had been in insulation booths, by now in year 11 at high school, she told she felt injured. I can't though start to explanation how it makes you sense knowledge each day I'd email her in the high school and she felt how she requested to get her own lifetime. The household solicitors include spelled to by the government needing activity and improved to insulation guidance. Philippa told she understood the use of insulation booths in specific instances, but how it was not reasonable to use them as an continuing penalty. It's challenging harsh psychological public health problems. Schools should be detained accountable.